Hello and welcome to the agenda. I am Ajay Kaul. In this program today we will talk about the furor created by Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal's remark about so-called Singapore strain of COVID. A remark by Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal regarding the so-called Singapore strain of COVID has created a major furor. While Singapore strongly objected to the remark, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar went to the extent of publicly ridiculing Kejriwal by saying that Delhi CM does not speak for India. This leads to the question whether a chief minister should speak about a foreign country or issues related to foreign country, and if yes, what should be the limit? We will discuss this question in the agenda today. We have with us constitutional expert Subhash Kashyap and former diplomat Samhar and Ambassador J.K. Tripathi. But before we start our conversation, have a look at this small report.
2 days back, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal tweeted that a COVID variant found in Singapore could usher a third wave in India, and it could be especially dangerous for children. He appealed to the centre to immediately halt air services from Singapore. Singapore, a friendly country of India, took strong objection to this comment, and India's High Commissioner was summoned by Singapore's Foreign Ministry to lodge its protest. His Foreign Ministry termed Kejriwal's comment as unfounded assertions, and it was disappointed that a prominent political figure had failed to ascertain the facts before making such claims. The summoning of the Indian High Commissioner in Singapore was announced unusually in Delhi by External Affairs Ministry spokesman Arindam Bagchi. He said the High Commissioner clarified that Delhi CM had no competence to pronounce on COVID variants or civil aviation policy. That was not enough. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar also tweeted, saying irresponsible comments from those who should know better can damage long-standing partnerships. So let me clarify, Delhi CM does not speak for India. Singapore's Foreign Minister Vivian Balakrishnan too spoke out on the issue, saying politicians should stick to facts. While the Delhi government has not backtracked on the comments, it was unusual for a union minister to publicly criticize an elected chief minister of his own country. Also unusual was MEA's announcement of summoning of its own diplomat in a foreign country. Bureau Report.
Now let's welcome our guests, Mr. Kashyap, Ambassador Sajanhar and Ambassador Tripathi. Welcome to the program, all of you. So first, since it relates to diplomacy, I'll go to Ambassador Sajanhar first about Kejriwal's remark about so-called strain of Singapore. If that will affect, he says that will affect children in Delhi and all that. Does it affect the bilateral ties if he makes such a comment, any CM makes such a comment?
I think it does because, there is a great deal of sensitivity in terms of either the virus itself or any variant or strain and identifying it with a particular territory, region or country. You would recall that the WHO guidelines on this are very, very clear because you should not be identifying this with the country or region because it tends to stigmatize that country. And this decision was taken a few years ago. So you would have seen that China also fought this and continues to fight this. Because there are people who say that, it's the China virus, it's the Wuhan virus, because that is where it has originated from. WHO has said that it should be a scientific name. So it is for COVID-19 or if other scientific applications are given.
Right.
As far as this virus is concerned, also it is B1617. In fact, India has also been quite sensitive because when some papers or countries started referring to it as Indian variant, we said there's nothing Indian variant, there's only B1617. And what is coming out of Singapore is B1617.2. And it is not only in Singapore, it has been proven that the same virus, the same strain, has been available in 44 other countries. So I think it is the Chief Minister and people in such high positions need to be more responsible and circumspect and
Right.
find out all the implications of what they are saying before opening their mouths.
Right, you are right. So I'll come back to you. So Ambassador Tripathi, I will ask you again, but since it has been, I mean, Delhi CM was publicly ridiculed. So does it warrant a public ridicule by a union minister of an elected Delhi CM, even if he made such a comment? What do you say?
Well, Ajay, first thing, I haven't been able to understand what Ambassador Sajjanhar has said because of the echo, because perhaps his laptop's mic was on. But anyway,
I will tell you the summary. I will tell you the summary that he says that it affects the relationship because any strain should not be labeled with any country because it stigmatizes the country. Even the Indian variant, when it was used, India objected, and similarly about China virus, there was objection.
Okay.
So a person sitting in an elected position should be circumspect about what he says.
okay. Now, as regards your question, whether the public ridicule by the Minister of External Affairs is warranted
Yeah.
in this case. You see, a chief minister is in charge of a certain state of which he is the chief administrator,
Yeah.
sort of thing. As regards foreign policy is decided by the union government
Right.
through the parliament, and then yes, chief minister can react, can give his comments, but for that the chief minister should have first done his homework properly. If a chief minister or any leader as such does not do his homework and then speaks, then it creates problem like it has created now. Mr. Kejriwal it is not certain that there is a Singapore variant. Secondly, Mr. Kejriwal has been asking that flights from Singapore should be stopped without knowing that there is no Singapore variant as such. No flights between India and Singapore for the last 2 months, for which our Minister of Civil Aviation clarifies.
Right.
So, in such circumstances, it is better not to speak than to speak and feel sorry.
Yes.
And I am surprised that even after that, his Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia is speaking left and right without understanding that and alleging that no, Kejriwal was concerned about the children and he was saying that children should not be affected by Singapore virus. Again, the same thing is being repeated by Manish Sisodia.
Sisodia, yeah, right.
So, yeah.
So I'll go to our constitutional position. Our Mr. Kashyap is there. Mr. Subhash Kashyap, I come to you about the CM. As CM, as Chief Minister, should he speak on issues related to any foreign country or not?
I think facts apart, no chief minister should cross his jurisdictional limit by commenting on matters like this. Much less the chief minister of a union territory. The union territory is a territory which by definition is administered by the union government.
Yeah.
That is why it is called union territory. So the chief minister is not even the administrator or chief administrator of the territory. Chief administrator of the territory is the lieutenant governor, because the union territory is administered by the president through the administrator appointed by him, which may be given the name of lieutenant governor
Right.
or commissioner or whatever. So I think Mr. Kejriwal crossed his jurisdictional limit in making that statement. Even the fundamental rights of citizens have an exception in the case. Among other exceptions, one exception is that under fundamental rights you cannot say something which affects the good relations with another country.
Right. But Mr. Kashyap, I will refer it is not for the first time a chief minister has spoken about any other country. If you take the example of Tamil Nadu chief ministers have, been criticizing Sri Lankan governments off and on over the Tamil issue. So I don't think there has been such a ridicule by the union minister of any chief minister of Tamil Nadu. What do you say?
I think it is giving undue importance to Mr. Kejriwal's comment to ridicule him or to comment on it.
Yeah. So I'll go to Ambassador Sajjanar. As we talk about External Affairs Minister saying, tweeting publicly that Delhi CM does not speak for India. Of course, that is known. So why should you an External Affairs Minister tweet about it publicly, ridiculing an elected? That may have been conveyed to the chief Singapore government privately when our ambassador was summoned. So is it proper to demean a CM publicly like that?
I don't know whether I would take it that it is demeaning the chief minister. You see, because in my view, what was the chief minister trying to do? I mean, does he think that the central government is not concerned about the condition, the health and the safety and security of the children? That he is the one who is really concerned and bothered about it, and he is the one who has to tell the central government that you do this, otherwise the government will forget about it, all about it. And then after that, when this clarification has been given that there is no variance, other than lying low and accepting the thing that has been made, the deputy chief minister comes around and says absolutely ridiculous statements that are coming from there, because it is not a question of the image, it's also a question of the bilateral relations between a country. And what he has done is, both he has bashed India and he's also acted in a manner which is the potential to spoil very strong and very vibrant relations that India has with Singapore. Recall that Singapore was one of the first countries to send out aid to India when this second wave started here. And much of that aid also went to Delhi, whether it is in terms of ventilators, whether it is in terms of cryogenic containers, whether it is in terms of refrigerators. Much of that aid went to Delhi. So, and Singapore, whether it is diplomatically, whether it is politically or economically, it is one of our strongest partners. It is one of the highest investors in India. So, by just one statement, he is shaking up that whole relationship.
So in fact that is my question, Ambassador Sajjanar. Maybe I'll ask Ambassador Tripathi about it. So Kejriwal is a CM of a union territory of maybe one of 29 states, and his comments do they have so much of importance or so much of relevance that they will shake such a good relationship between India and Singapore? Or shouldn't it just be ignored?
Well, you see, one or two things I would like to clarify. Firstly, like you have said, that you have given an example of Tamil, chief ministers of Tamil Nadu speaking from time to time about our relationship with Sri Lanka. That analogy should not be there, because that is altogether on a different platform.
No, not relationship. They have been ridiculing Sri Lanka government repeatedly, attacking, criticizing.
Yes. Because one thing. You
So here
you
there is a
can-
difference. Kejriwal was not
No,
attacking a government, foreign government.
No, no.
He was just commenting
No.
on. Yeah.
No. The two things are there. One, as a citizen of India, anybody can speak about any country, right? But officially, when Tamil Nadu government was speaking or ridiculing Sri Lankan government, it was because there is a sizable Tamil population which directly affects and influences Tamil Nadu as well as India-Sri Lanka relation. Secondly, Kejriwal, my biggest objection with Kejriwal is that Kejriwal should have done his homework properly. Third thing is that foreign relations are prerogative of the central government. In the first list, foreign relations are there for the central government to decide and implement. As such, he should, when he is speaking officially, he should have restricted himself to not naming countries in particular,
Right.
which he did
Right.
while speaking officially. And since he spoke publicly, I don't think there is anything wrong in Minister of External Affairs publicly speaking against that.
Okay. So, Mr. Kashyap, I come to you. Since we talk about Kejriwal, as I mentioned, he was not talking about foreign policy issue. He was just talking about a COVID strain. He was saying that he is concerned about Delhi, whatever his meaning was. But he was not talking about foreign policy issue or criticizing a government of the government of Singapore. He was just making a comment on COVID. What do you say? Did he cross the limits still?
Well, he was making a statement in a matter which is not his concern, which is not within his jurisdictional limit, as I earlier said. He was crossing his jurisdictional domain. And it was necessary for the union government or a minister of the union government to clarify that he was not speaking on behalf of India and he had no authority to speak on behalf of India.
Right.
It was not ridiculing, but I think it was stating the factual position.
Okay. So, it was stating their factual position. So, if we talk about CMs maybe going beyond their role or maybe affecting relations with foreign countries. So, Ambassador Sajanhar, I come to you about maybe West Bengal CM. Like if we have a relationship with Bangladesh is held up kind of because of the Teesta River agreement is held up. So, it also is creating that kind of a sticky point in between the relations. What do you say on that? It's again the role of CM.
Thank you, Ajay. Before I come on this, let me just make one more comment on this. What Mr. Kejriwal was trying to do?
Yeah.
He was grandstanding. He was trying to send the message out. And you have to understand that, and that is linked to what was the response of the External Affairs Minister. He was grandstanding. He was trying to tell the whole country that he is the one who is really concerned, meaning, as far as work is concerned, what he's doing, that's another matter. But as far as press conferences, advertisements, he is very good at it. And this was also in the same line. The second thing is, India would not have maybe gone and External Affairs Minister might not have tweeted what he did if the Singapore government had not taken such cognizance of it and taken it so seriously. So it became essential to send out the message to the Singapore government also that this is the view of this particular individual who is the chief minister. It is not the policy of the government of India. And that is why you would have seen that when the Singapore High Commissioner came out with the statement, he said we are totally satisfied with a very crystal clear statement
Right.
that has come out from the Ministry of External Affairs.
So,
you have to speak
Ambassador, I wonder maybe instead of naming Delhi CM, maybe the EM should have said a chief minister does not speak for India. That should have been enough, isn't it?
Well, I don't know why you have so much of problem or objection.
No, I have no
in
problem. I'm
mentioning
I'm
because
just
he's, yeah, I know
I'm
you're
just
trying
raising
to
questions.
you are again trying to play the devil's advocate,
Yeah.
but you're such a brilliant devil's advocate. So I don't think we should do it. I think we should see things as they are, as they appear on the surface.
Right.
Now to the question that you have put, in our system is of cooperative federalism.
Yeah.
Our system now has become federalization even as far as the foreign policy is concerned. If Mr. Kejriwal has any issue that, we are getting this investment from Singapore, we should be getting this technology from Singapore, please go ahead and do it. But this is, you are pointing fingers, you are castigating, you are stigmatizing.
Right.
So if you have a general point of view on, how to conduct your foreign relations, after all, you have mentioned about TISTA. I could tell you about land boundary agreement. From 74 onwards, it could not be ratified here because the neighboring states of Bangladesh were not willing to come on board.
Right.
But when, very recently, 2015, we were able to get all the... After all, you have to persuade them, that's all right. But here, it was not a foreign policy issue that Mr. Kejriwal was addressing himself to. He was sort of, pointing fingers, saying that it comes from there and you have to stop. Not realizing that there are no flights at all. In fact, Singapore has forbidden, not only Singapore, many other countries have forbidden Indians going to those countries because of the second wave that has been raging in India.
Right.
So I think at his position, he needs to be more balanced and sober rather than sort of, just going and getting hold either on Twitter or on the mic and say whatever comes first to his mind.
So, Ambassador Tripathi, so was Kejriwal playing politics at the cost of bilateral relations?
I won't say he was playing politics. What I would say that he was ignorant and probably willfully ignorant of what his attention were. And therefore, he was caught off guard. Had Singapore government not reacted this issue would have gone unknown. But how so?
Good faith, Kejriwal was trying to tell his voters of public of Delhi. But the mention of Singapore was not in a good faith. You don't mention anybody for any disease or anything unless and until it is conclusively proven.
Right.
Even now, countries in the world, most countries in the world, they are not saying that China or Wuhan virus.
They have named 19.
Right.
So you should not say anything. You should not point it to Singapore.
Yeah, well, Ambassador, we have to stop here for a short break. We'll come back and resume this discussion. We'll take a short break and resume the discussion. You stay tuned. Welcome back. We are discussing about the furor or the controversy kicked up by Kejriwal by talking about the strain of so-called strain of Singapore. So, okay, I'll go to Ambassador Sajanar about this. As I said about politics, the tendency by the chief ministers about playing politics at the cost of, as I mentioned, about domestic politics playing part in, suppose many chief ministers, as you mentioned about TISTA and also land boundary agreement, or as we talked about Sri Lanka issue, Tamil issues. So, there is a tendency by chief ministers to do that politics without caring whether it will hurt our relations. What do you say?
Yeah, I think that was possibly one of the reasons why he did what he did. Maybe he did not anticipate that it will sort of snowball into such an incident. He did not realize or think that, Singapore would take such a strong, cognizance of what he is going to the extent of summoning the Indian High Commissioner, which is a very big thing,
Yeah.
It is not done ordinarily. It is not done...
especially by a friendly country.
Yes, a very, very friendly country. Singapore has been the staunchest partner of India, I can say, definitely as far as ASEAN is concerned, and otherwise also.
Right.
It always stood by India. So I'm sure there must have been a lot of consideration that would have been done by Singapore itself, what action to take. You see, the sad part of it is that Mr. Kejriwal, if he was really interested in getting the substance of this address, what is the substance? Number one, as far as children are concerned, we need to take care of them. He should have realized that the testing of the vaccines, whether it is biotech or others, that has already started in the 2 to 18-year-old category. So, there is nothing more that can be done at this stage when he says that, the government should do that.
Right.
And the second is in terms of vaccination. There also, very quick vaccination. There also, the government has already announced that we will have more than 2 billion vaccines by the end of the year. Our requirements will be met.
Government is speeding up.
If we wanted to do this, Ajay, there are so many channels of communication open with either the Minister, Prime Minister, Home Minister, whomsoever he wanted to address. But obviously, he was not interested in that. He was interested in addressing public, like in one of the private meetings. He broadcast his own commentary to the whole world.
So that's what I say, politics, tendency to do politics. So
I don't want to use that word.
I'm using that word.
Yes, you are using it, but I'm not repeating it.
So, Ambassador Tripathi, last question. We are close. We have 1 minute. So, as you talked about Wuhan virus, it was used by American president, rather by Trump, not by any state governments. But so that is why there was a reaction by China and other also, of course. But here is only Chief Minister speaking. Again, I come to that.
No, Chief Minister, as an individual, as an Indian citizen, he has all rights to say about things, foreign. But a Chief Minister, when he speaks from the position of authority, he should first do his homework, check out the facts.
Right.
Second, he should not pinpoint or he should not raise accusing finger to any country without knowing. Third, you see, Tamil Nadu or West Bengal, they have their bigger stakes in speaking about those things because they're citizens, persons of their origin, and the sharing of river waters.
Right.
But Kejriwal didn't have any such stake.
No stakes, yeah.
And therefore, it was totally uncalled for.
Yeah. So we have 1 minute, maybe less than 1 minute. Mr. Kashyap, so as we asked about tendency of chief ministers to play politics at the cost of international relations, where does it stand in the constitution? Mr. Kashyap, can you hear me? I think we have lost contact. So I think that is all the time we have in this program today. Thank you all of you for participating in this debate. Thank you. This is all in the agenda today. Thanks for watching. I will be back with another important topic tomorrow. Till then, goodbye.